Alright then. So, I'll note that I thought that I might have to basically play all the Counter-Strike and Aftermath missions to do this, but turns out I only have to basically play the very last missions for some of these, which is fine. We're gonna go for the introductions for the Counter-Strike and Aftermath missions. And for those who don't know, the remastered version of Command & Conquer Red Alert here, it basically includes the Command & Conquer Retaliation cutscenes that were basically included for the consoles when they basically made a port for this game to the console systems and such. And they basically bring back some characters, or well, they don't really bring back some characters. They introduce some characters. One actually occurs based in Red Alert 2, but now let's just get to it. Here's the introduction for Crackdown with the Allied Counter-Strike campaign in Greece.
Sarin nerve gas. The Soviets love it. It's colorless, odorless, but it sure as hell ain't painless. They probably took out this whole town using a bottle half the size of my... Now, the Soviets have a convoy carrying enough sarin to gas all of Europe. I want you to find that convoy, blow the hell out of it. I want you to find their underground production facilities, blow the hell out of it. Think you can remember that? Oh, and evacuate any civvies who get in the way. Remember, we're the good guys. Oh, by the way, I'm General Carville. Welcome to Greece.
Alright, so that was General Carville. He basically comes back to be introduced in the Red Alert 2 campaign, when you basically have the Soviets basically attacking America, and he's on the phone with the president. It's we got a situation down here, and it's the Soviets are basically throwing everything they've got, and he's in a campaign to through it. Well, anyhow, he's basically I guess he was first introduced in Red Alert Retaliation here. Anyhow, there's basically gonna be a video for each of these sets of missions here. So there's the first one. There's the last one here.
Funeral rules, Lieutenant. Only the good news.
All civilians have been evacuated. Repeat. Sarin gas threat has been neutralized, General.
All right. Not too shabby. Give the man some stripes.
Yes, sir. Field promotion to sergeant effective immediately.
I should probably note, by the way, you note that these names for these missions here, they're a little bit different from what I basically showed you in the Counter-Strike missions from way before. Essentially, they sort of reorganize these missions to have proper names and have them in a series of things. So you have Greece, Siberia, Italy, Poland. Anyhow, let's go on to fresh tracks here. Also note, by the way, that we basically were promoted to sergeant there. Apparently we're an NCO, or non-commissioned officer. And as we gradually do these missions, we get promoted more and more until we become a general. But whatever.
The commies are at it again, developing atomic capabilities. General Stavros has a Siberian informant who knows where the Soviet atomic processing facilities are hidden. Stavros insists on going to meet him, personally. Stubborn old mule thinks he's a damn field agent. Yeah. Damn. The Soviets must have gotten wind of the Stavros meeting. Intel received word of a large Soviet force moving to intercept. I told Stavros he'd get himself killed playing these spy games. Help him out any way you can. Once the old mule's back, use the information he's got and find and destroy the Red's atomic operations. Nukes, bases, convoys, everything. Kick those commies out of Siberia. For me.
And yeah, I'll note that basically, the relationship between Carville and, Stavros, who's basically the Greek commander in, the Allied campaign, He doesn't really think much of, like, you know, the Greek commander. But whatever. Here's the completion of it. Got the bridge, gets blown up.
Stavros, you old dog. Have you got any idea what a pain in the ass you are? Well, that's not what I hear. The commander here tells me that he had to assign 3 privates to clean your diapers. General Stavros wishes to offer you his deepest appreciation and congratulations on your brilliant career.
Alright, so let's go to Harbor Reclamation.
Take a good long look, Major, because you'll be attacking that harbor at dawn. The Soviets are baby steps away from developing sea-to-ground missiles. Once those missile subs are underway, we risk losing naval superiority. I can't tell you how PO'd that'll make a lot of people around here. Your job, Major, is to take out those Soviet sub-pens, research centers, anything that'll keep those missiles from getting off the ground. Baby steps, Major. Think baby steps.
That was like the first, like, you know, cutscene for like the series of the aftermath missions. Now we have this one over here. Bombed out battlefield.
Commander, I believe I've got something that belongs to you. Yours for the dramatic rescue of civilians at our captured research installation. I'd read the inscription, but if your head gets any bigger, I'll have to buy you a new helmet. Hell, you just won the Medal of Honor, son. Let me buy you a Shirley Temple at the Officers Club.
Alright, let's go to the next one. Monster Tech Madness Introduction in Poland.
We got a hostage situation, all right. We've got a hostage situation that involves every major Allied research scientist. But suppose we free these hostages. Then it's even worse. We've got hot spots everywhere, Colonel. This is Poland. I've got super tanks on my tail, mad tanks. I've got nukes pointed at London. And in the middle of all this, I've got a Soviet research scientist that I've got to evac. And then there's the little matter of running the Soviet army out of Poland. I hope you took care of business before you got in the car, Colonel. Because, son, you're in for one hell of a ride.
I always like the actor behind Carville, you know, the ally, like, you know, commander, general here from the Americas. And, well, I'll basically get to that in a moment. Let's just go through Absolute Madness' completion here.
Commander, I didn't expect you for a couple of days. I was just talking about you to the wigs upstairs. I guess saving London from getting nuked was kind of an attention grabber. The Prime Minister just sent over a big basket of, I don't know, crumpets, kind of a consolation prize. You know, we get Poland, they get crumpets. Well, I know you have other missions that you've got to take care of. Don't let me slow you down. Keep up the good work, son.
And here's the completion of the Allied's, like, aftermath missions. This is, like, different from, like, what you would have seen.
Commander, or I should say General, are you still on duty? Go home. Have a beer. You're a hero. Hell, we're all heroes.
And one little, like, snippet from Carville basically to finish it off. Alright, so, let's just talk a little about the, like, Retaliation release, basically on, like, I guess PlayStation, I guess it was first, or maybe some other consoles as well. So, it's worth knowing that basically when they, like, released it on consoles, they renamed some missions to, like, have, like, actual names as opposed to, like, being, like, well, if you basically recall, these were, like, Mission 1, Mission 2, Mission 3. That's probably like its own thing, and there's, like, a couple other series of, like, missions that are connected to each other. Like Fresh Tracks and Trapped here. And basically what they were trying to do, they actually, like, sort of, like, want to make this in sort of like a story sequence where you're basically, like, this, like, lowly, like, NCO. You get promoted to sergeant, and then as, like, you, like, go through the missions, like, you saw, like, there you were as a colonel, like, that last set of missions in Poland. And then you basically got upgraded to be a general as soon as, like, you completed that, basically. So that's basically, like, what Retaliation is basically doing. Besides basically having, like, it's, like, actual Counter-Strike and Aftermath missions, basically had, like, these little cutscenes basically added to them. Now, unlike basically Command & Conquer, there's basically no, like, console-only missions for Red Alert. It's basically just, like, a rehash of, like, Counter-Strike and Aftermath missions. So that's all it's here. But whatever. Let's go introduce you guys to a character who you've never seen before, because he doesn't appear in any, like, future Red Alert missions. Ukraine, Mousetrap. Let's start from there.
Добрый день, Sergeant. Меня зовут Topolov. General Topolov. Rad видеть, comrade. Your mission in the Ukraine is simple. Allied forces seek to challenge Soviet air supremacy. Right in our faces, they build MiG prototypes of their own. They test their new air fuel bomb. They test their chronosphere. The Govnyuks grow bold. There's got to be a settling of the score. Destroy the prototypes, but take the chronosphere. Purge the Ukraine of the Allied presence and the bastard behind the threat. Assassinate General Stavros, the Greek commander. Das Vidanya. That is all.
Alright, so that's basically what's, like, happening here. And then we'll finish with Legacy of Telsa, which is basically where you have to fight that, like, nuke dropping MiG aircraft.
Żal Rosju. Żal Женщин. Żal ruskich Женщин. Excellent work in the Ukraine, Commander. You are ambitious. Ambition can be very useful. Might find your way into a cramped corner office in a drafty old building in what used to be the better part of Moscow. I like you. I like you very much. And I am Russian. I do not like anybody. But I drink to you, comrade.
Alright, so you basically saw like the first set of missions for Topolov. And it's kind of sad because I really like the Topolov general because he basically really portrays like the Russians really well. He drinks, he likes Russian women, he doesn't like anybody, but he likes you. Alright, let's go through the other sets here. So we have Proving Grounds over here.
Kamarad, Здравствуйте. I must speak quickly. These things I am telling you, I am not. Somewhere in our office, in my office, there is a leak. Critical intelligence is reaching the Allied forces in Austria. Now, our key European command center has been infiltrated. Our hidden cargo routes are threatened. Our tactical subpens are attacked, and the Allied governors are even producing our classified new armor plating, using a formula stolen from my office. Destroy what they've stolen, and get the Allied idiots out of my face. This is bad for me. Very bad. До свидания.
Alright, so. Now, I think that Soviet soldier Volkov and Chikotse is basically like one of the last missions for Counter-Strike, but I guess basically here they sort of like moved it so like, you know, it's basically in between Top of the World, Besieged, and Proving Grounds. But whatever, let's do completion.
Salute, Commander! Congratulations on your success in Austria. You must forgive me if my interest in your success is a bit personal. You have cleared my name. You are my friend, and I will drink to your honor. It seems I already have. До свидания, товарищ.
So yes, he loves his drink. And that's very like, you know, stereotypical of Russians, by the way. They like their drink because they drink a lot. Alright, testing grounds.
Добрый день, Major. Rad Videt. Our French intelligence confirms the Allied forces are developing two vehicle weapons. The phase transport and the chrono tank. It is not in the Soviet interest that either of these weapons becomes operational. Do what you must. Steal the prototypes. Use the prototypes against the Allies. And keep them from using that chrono tank. Iditai, go on.
So that, of course, involves like the stealth, like, you know, APC type of thing. Taking it, using it. And there's don't drink the water over here.
You have been busy, comrade. I am to present you with this Soviet star in recognition of your efforts in keeping the Allied dogs from completing development of their new toys. You have done well, my friend. Yet, too well. Soon you will have this drafty corner office, and I will have to start worrying about my own job.
Now, you might think that's like a bit of a threat, sort of like, you know, a haul back basically, you know, hails back to basically like, you know, Seth from like the Not campaign. But turns out not to be really much the case, so whatever. Let's go to the introduction for Grunyev Revolution.
Rebellions, revolution, betrayals. Our people, Colonel, are becoming more of a problem than our enemies. Now, there's a mission for you. Make our people love us or die. These papers will instruct you to crush one of our own towns into submission. Put down a faction of our own military that threatens us with biological warfare. To assassinate the spies in our midst. To annihilate an entire province. Men, women, and children. who contest our Soviet might. They say, don't tell us what to do. So, we must kill them. This time, comrade, we drink.
So yeah, I'll note that basically like they have that sort of like following after. When he's basically fighting you because he's like, I don't like these missions. I don't like these missions at all. Dux Ex Machina. Let's go see completion for it.
Congratulations, comrade. That was a difficult campaign. I do not envy you. Yet I think all of Spain was beaten into submission. What you left of it. I know your most difficult missions still lie ahead. I will not keep you from your work. Let us say, the next time we meet, we'll be with vodka in our hands and large women on our arms. До свидания, Kerja. Be well.
And then the completion of the Aftermath missions. Demo trucks say hi.
And here we are, comrade. You have done your job so well, I am out of mine. As I predicted, no war to fight. Yet, do not worry. I have a dasher to tend, cabbages to grow. And as we both know, I have lost my heart in this. But this I will leave for you in your new office. General.
Alright, so, a note that's similar to like the Allied's like, you know, expansion missions. You basically start off as like a lowly sergeant, though I guess that's a little bit like harder than like the NCO, because you basically get promoted to sergeant like the Allied like, you know, missions, but whatever. But much like the Allied like, you know, expansion missions, you basically get promoted up to colonel and then to general, so you basically take this guy's office, but he's actually kind of happy about it because he basically lost heart in like, you know, the missions once he started killing his own people, right? But whatever. Now, there's like one more cutscene to basically show you guys. Maybe two. Because we still have the giant ant missions. And yes, they did actually have a video for it as well, so let's do it.
Ants? Is this some kind of a joke? You got ants in your pants, call an exterminator. I'm on vacation. What? How big? Casualties? What do you mean the southern perimeter's been compromised? Listen up, soldier. If we lose England, it's not going to be to a bunch of pinko ants. I don't care how big. Look, I don't care how you do it, son. I'd piss on a spark plug if I thought it'd do any good. You just tell your men to get out there and kick some ant ass.
So yes, the start of a giant ant campaign has Carville. Now I don't think there's basically anything to get, like to finish that off, but whatever. Let's watch the ant burn. Alright, so those are basically some like cutscenes that basically appeared in like, you know, Red Alert, like it's like Counter-Strike and Aftermath missions, you know, due to retaliation being released on the consoles and such. And I figured it's basically worth showing those like videos because it's actually like worth knowing that they basically sort of like I guess reimagined like how these like missions are basically being played out. And I'm not really sure like what missions basically are like canon or not, because obviously these are like sort of like aftermath missions, so they're not really part of the campaign, but whatever. They're still fun basically to go through, see like what Carville is basically up to. Basically, the idea is that basically the Americans basically joined the like allies in their like war efforts eventually. So they send over contingent of like American forces to sort of help out. I'm not really sure if they basically do it like as England's basically being attacked, or like a little bit earlier, because you see like Greece being like invaded, and like that's basically very early in like the Allied campaign or the Soviet ones. But whatever. I'll be right back. Since we just watched this, I'll probably attack something else to this, but for now, we'll save it here.